I know you said before that you don't like to work with large groups of senior players. You'd prefer to have quite a tight squad. But do you feel comfortable that you've got enough options to cope with the demands of 4 competitions and wanting to go far in 4 competitions, and particularly this season when the schedule is so tough?
Every season we fight for go as far as possible in all 4 competitions. Otherwise, we're going to win 4 Carabao Cups in 5 years. As far. That doesn't mean we're going to do it, no. And what does it mean? This next game after United, after Tottenham, after whatever comes. Of course, when everyone is fit, now we have almost everyone fit, 90-20 players, it's easy to do it. When you have less players, fight for the 4, it's almost impossible. But never, since the day one, I said all 4 competitions, I want to try to win all of them. Knowing that it's almost, I would say impossible, almost impossible, and no one in the whole history have done it. So that's the point.
Hi, Pep. With regard to Kalvin Phillips, do you see him in a straight fight with Rodri for a position in the team, or can he play maybe a different...
He has to.
Has to what, sorry?
Has to fight with Rodri for the benefit of all of us. Rodri cannot sleep, and the better we don't sleep, have the feeling that there's someone close to him to do it. Yeah, he has to.
Can he win that fight?
Why not? Why not? It depends on him. It depends on him how he's able to fight with Rodri. That's why the big clubs have to be these kind of feelings, the competitions.
They're both obviously brilliant players. Is there any difference in what they can offer your team? You know, they have some different attributes, characteristics?
Kalvin?
Well, do they have any differences in the way they play for you, Rodri and Kalvin?
But Rodri knows a little bit more what we want to do, and the long balls, the quality of the long balls, Kalvin is better than Rodri. In the shorter spaces, in the first actions, the controls, Rodri is better. So everyone has his own qualities, but can play together, especially when you play with 2 holding midfielders, like mainly happen against Chelsea here for the way they defend. So they can play together. Yeah, we need Kalvin. I said for the day one. So when basically didn't train or didn't the first game after World Cup, it was I don't want to get injured when you are not fit, you are more risk in the training sessions. In the game, you get injured. So it's better stay few days, come back step by step, and when you are fit or you are in condition to training, go. And this will happen after 2-3 days. The weight was good, was perfect, and he was training back to the game. So sometimes he's not ready for some niggles or some problems. I prefer stay 1 day out, 2 days out. You're not going to lose anything. When you lose a player, you lose 1 month, you lose 8 games, 6 games, 7 games, and always I'm so concerned about that. So I wanna, when they are players a little bit here, take a risk. I said many times, if you are not ready here, guys, for the training, take a day off, no problem. The moment you are there, be focused. But if you don't feel good for many reasons, personal issues, physical conditions, no problem. Because half the players you can fight for every game, in better conditions.
Hi, Pep. You said on Sunday you were really pleased with how your players were very intense, had an incredible hunger to win the ball back. Is it harder to play with that intensity and press without the ball when Erling Haaland's in the team?
We have done it with him many times.
How good is Erling off the ball? Because we talk about his goal scoring and all the big numbers, incredible numbers, but maybe we fans and journalists think about guys like Julian or Bernardo Silva who press naturally like the little guys, but obviously Erling has played at Salzburg, at Dortmund, where the press is very important. So what are his qualities like when he's without the ball?
He can do it like you say in Salzburg, like Jesse Mark is one of the key points. But put Bernardo or Julian in the body like Erling has, 1.90 m, I don't know. It's more difficult, but he can do it. He has done it. We have done it with him, so it's not a problem.
What are the differences here for Erling compared to Salzburg and Dortmund without the ball, like the particular ways that you do it?
In Dortmund, I don't know, because but in Salzburg, for the way Leipzig culture and Salzburg and Red Bull, I would say, culture is a DNA, so they do it. So the problem is not Erling cannot press all the weight of the back four for the opponent. So he has to make one movement, the support for the other guys from behind. So he will not do it alone. But of course he can. He has done it. He can do it. He will do it. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble.
Hi Pep. Just going back to Kalvin, he's used to playing football. Last couple of years, he's been a regular for Leeds. Like you say, he's had these injuries since he came to City. How frustrating has it been for him personally that he's not been able to get?
No, I'm pretty sure. I've been so frustrated when you come and you play and you cannot. But the important is, especially the shoulder, that was the main thing. After surgery, with the World Cup, and came back perfectly, and now he feels fine. So it's just now question of time, minutes, and with the amount of games that we have, we're going to use him.
You will have looked at a lot of midfielders last season when you were looking at who to buy. What drew you to Kalvin in the end? What were his qualities over others that you looked at?
But cheeky, and as people make a good scout, and after make meetings and spoke with the national team managers for a lot of people, and we saw the attribute that he has, and we decided to do it for the fact that Fernandinho, of course, announced that came back to Brazil, and we need one player, to help Rodri in this position.
Phil played more centrally against Chelsea. It's a position you see him moving into in the future. Just wondered how you think he's developing there.
Yeah, he can play there. I said many times he can play in the 5 position up front, in the 2 pockets, and wingers and striker even. So, because he's really good in the smaller spaces, the goal he scored is there. So the action is good, the overlap from Kyle, the right moment, right tempo, the pass from Riyad, but he's there. And to score a goal has to be there. And in that position, especially when they play 5 in the back, it's important to have an extra player there. That maybe we missed it a little bit against Everton, and Phil has these attributes. So, of course, he can play wider in both sides. He played top class in the last years playing wider, but of course he can play in the middle.
Is there a time frame in your mind for when you might move him inside, or if other players move on, or is it you just...
No, he can play inside, but inside you have more attributes to do, more, I would say, pay attention in more things, because there are more people, there are more movements you have to do. And it's not just about I'm going to press and run. You have to do when and where, and the moment we have to do, and the spaces are minor. Because wider, we have time here, but the important is that Phil has the quality to play in these smaller spaces. It's not easy to find it, like when David Silva play here, or Gundogan play there in that position in the pockets, close to the central defender. It's not easy to play there. And Phil has the ability, has the quality to do it.
Hey, Pep, when you won at Leeds last season, another question on Kalvin. What did Kalvin show you that day that made you know that he was capable of making a step up?
We were much better, so I could not see him.
He actually had a really good game that day, though, or seemed to.
No, it was not necessary to see the game we play against them. So, of course, do it. And the duels especially. He's a guy, he understands where the ball is coming. He's strong in the air. The quality of when they have a little bit tempo, the quality to break lines. Just wingers, but also inside. He has to improve the reception that come from central defenders. But will be a question of time, because there in Leeds he moved lateral way. He always had the ability to do it. So yeah, I think he's national team player in the Euro Cup when reached the final was with Declan Rice was the couple that play amazingly both. So yeah, have the mentality to be trained with Marcelo, to resilience and fight. So many attributes that believe he could settle perfectly with us, and I'm convinced it's going to happen.
Yeah, hi Pep. It's quite a quick turnaround, Wednesday night to Saturday lunchtime for the derby. Does that come into your thinking when you're picking the team?
I would say that the game we played against Chelsea last days, because I make a lot of chances for one reason, how tired I saw some players after the game. after the trip, we arrived too late, and the training the day after, I saw, or the day before the game, I still a little bit tired. One of the main decisions was that, and these ones will be also depends of the players didn't play against Chelsea, and I would like to arrive against United more or less with the average of minutes and the likes of the players quite similar, because I have a few ideas, thoughts, ridiculous ones against United, but still I didn't watch the last games. I have to see the way we play at home and the way he changed something. I have to still review. That's why I don't have clear the lineup against United.
Hi Pep, a similar question to Martin's. Erling Haaland didn't play on Sunday, neither did Kevin. So how important is it that they play tomorrow ahead of the derby to give them that rhythm and that match sharpness? Or is that not committed?
Yeah, always you think about that, but at the same time, the players play a lot of games, a lot of minutes. The last years, I would say, Kevin, for example, or the last games in the... I don't think for 4 or 5 days don't play 2 games, they will miss something or they will lose something. I don't think so.
But could Kevin and Erling go into United without having played for 9 days then, potentially?
No.
That wouldn't be an issue for you?
No.
Pep, you're very used to, and your team are very good at juggling 4 competitions, which you've had to do so often here. Do you think managing 4 competitions this season or from now might actually be harder for you than at any point since you joined because of the World Cup you've had in this congested period? Do you think you may be facing a more difficult challenge than you've had previously?
I would say we are in 4 competitions, but I'm not saying we are going to fight for all competitions. The term we wanted to win the 4 competitions. So we are there. That means we are in Carabao Cup and FA Cup with the difficult draws. Of course, home was an advantage, but the draws were really difficult. It's tomorrow. And I don't have experience what happened in the World Cup in these winter times. I cannot handle it. I handle it how the faces, the body language of the players, the perform on of the pitch, and after taking decisions depends on that, and day by day, and play that game and next one. No thinking, for competition will be difficult in March and April. So I don't know in March and April what will be. I don't know. So that's why I'm not concerned at all about that. So I'm concerned about how they play last game, how the guys who didn't play against Chelsea, how they trained the day after, how the body language there, how they, how everyone adapting positions, maybe uncomfortable, how this kind of things is more important for me. And after, game by game. So next one is always the most important game. I'm sorry, but now it's more important than United, much more important, because we're can reach a semi-final in one competition, like it's in, 1 month or it's over. And after you have time, not much, but okay, we don't have to travel. We go to Old Trafford to try to do a good game and carry on. So a lot of Premier League games to play, and the other competitions the same. So try to don't get injured. The players is the most important thing, to be fit, and after everyone will be involved, everybody, because they know me. So for me, I don't care the opponent. And I believe this player has to play because they feel better. Is going to play, and everyone has to make his own contribution. So we are not going to say that we have the best team. Never said that. Never believe it. Always can improve. Always I want to create a good group. Is the big challenge I have in every season. Create a good group of players that everyone push each other, to win every single game. So for people say, okay, City is a good team, and other teams say, and the other ones are better, that's fine. So this is not a problem. It's create a good group. And good group is everybody make his own contribution. It doesn't matter how many games you play. The moment I have to play, I do my best. And when we have that mindset in a part of that, after you will arrive at the end of the season stages with the big chances to fight for the titles. It would have done so far, and we will continue to do it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Let me double check.